Ah, right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is episode 6. Let's see. All right, what I have here is a proxy mesh. I decided to go proxy because there's lots of things happening with the character, and I'll most likely have to update the rig and update the actual mesh a lot when I get out of the prototype stage. So right now, this is my proxy character. I have him rigged with the Unreal Engine 4 mannequin skeleton. I did that so I can test out some animations on him. He's a pretty bulky guy. He's been lifting. And these are some of his stuff. Sorry about all the noise. That's just my family in the background. They're being very entertaining, enjoying themselves. All right. Let's see. Guess I can bring in some animation. Up. Let me grab this all. Grab all that. Get all that, and I'll drag the animation in. Let's see. Let's see. I got plenty of animations to play with. Oof. Let's start with this one. See if this works. If it works, he should just go right through there. Of course it goes. All right, yeah. So, the navigation and Unreal Engine is literally opposite of everything in the world. So he flips out when he goes into that animation. But yeah, that works. And the reason I have a proxy now is because I'm not interested in getting caught up in the details of the mesh and the animation too much while I am in a prototype phase. I'm just looking for these big, loose uh, representations of what will happen once I'm in production. And I'm a solo dev right now. Hopefully, there'll be more joining me if I get funded. But right now, I'm a solo dev doing it all myself. So, do things that I can do that I can handle quickly. Hate this crazy orientation they got. All right. So one thing I can do is add a root animation to flip him and flip him back. Let's see. Bake those down. Ooh, I want that. Grab those. Let's see if we can bring them together. I don't think I want to bake. Bacon a new clip? Yeah, let's do that. Bake it into a new clip. Oops, done like that. So that's something I wasn't expecting, but maybe I can animate. Let's see. Bake the scene and delete. Can I do that? No. This will be easy enough, I think. Just have to do some brute force here. I may have to take off my other key things. There we go. No, fine. Fine then. Okay, now he's in the ref getter. I was hoping to have a zeroed out neutral pose to start him, but that's not going to happen. Let's see, where are you? You're on the opposite side still. Keep getting, yeah, you're about 90 degrees off. Boom. Why are you floating? That's weird. Oh, because it's way off. That's a problem. That's a problem. Why would you do that? That's better. I don't know why it was floating. I think it got a little confused, thought it was going front to back with the track, but that is so messy weird. Okay, so that is strange. Let's see here. I'm going to let him do that weird floating move because that's how it's gonna, it should go back into Unreal Engine correctly if I allow it. If I take it away, it won't, it will be a stationary movement where he doesn't move at all. His legs don't move back or forward. That's not what we want. Another issue I'm running into is adding a control rig to this. I'd rather work on a control rig than straight on the skeleton. Adding a control rig to this is a bit of a problem. See, with a proxy, it's pretty messy. The skin details when you get to granular areas like the fingers, but it's nothing to worry about. It's not the final model or the final animation. It's got this Bruce Lee thing going on with the fingers out and loose, getting ready to strike. So I'm doing some brute force work here where I'm just moving the bones around where I want them, where I think I want them. Since this is the prototype phase, I should be able to get away with this without any problems. Getting rid of extra keys when you import animation from when you import animation from Unreal Engine, you end up with a lot of extra keys inside of oops, yeah, that's better. Inside of Maya. Where is he going back to his position? About there. See if I can do this. Doing it the slow way. Sorry about that. Here we go. Get rid of all these extra keys. Should have a smoother sail to that. Just try to eliminate as many keys as I can as well, because it's just a lot of extra information that I don't need, not at this stage. Don't need that granular, detailed animation. Need the basic block out that I'm not afraid to edit, destroy if I need to. Oops. Boom. Just get rid of that. Don't need it at all. Don't even need that one really. I need some of that. This takes a little bit longer to do because I'm doing it in a very manual way, but I don't mind too much. Well, I think it's going to do a lot right there. And this first step should be the most work, just as I'm cleaning up a lot of the stuff. Just rinse and repeat right now. Good go. All right. Translate. Look at that. That wasn't a translate. Cool, cool. I'm sure there's a script out there to do this fast. I got to do some research on that because I do have other animations to do that I don't want to take too much time for. But for right now, what I plan to do is get it set up, then save that animation, that movement as its own file. This way I can go in there whenever I choose to edit it, especially when I get further along in pre-production and whatnot, to start editing and adding those details into the animation. I'll be able to do it fairly quickly, and at least have the a good pipeline set up to get the animations back in Unreal Engine. Back a bit. Turn that off. Oh no! Get out of here. Oops. Just making sure the first key matches to the last key so that this animation loops correctly, or pretty close to correct as I care to do here in the prototype phase. Later on, I'll worry about getting precise as possible. Right now, just keep it loose. As a left hook, we'll save it as that. Oops. Yeah, do it in here. Actually, you know what? Let me just. Nah, it's fine. Save the Maya file in the same directory, but not next to the actual FBX file. Not the most glamorous part of game dev, but it's good to get this done. Right, that should. No. Thought that was it for that one. Once again, I'm just doing this to make it easier to edit animations as they come in, as I see them. Hopefully, this is a good enough system I have set up that I won't have to redo it while I'm going through pre-production, which is coming up pretty quickly. I have a gameplay that I'm ready to show, almost ready to show, with a level, with a character. I'll probably use the proxy character that I have now. The good thing about proxy characters, like I said, people won't. I don't think a lot of times when you show stuff on social media, People want to see the good stuff. They don't necessarily want to see the work in progress. So they want to see that final model detail. Everything's nice and clean. Uh, However, in reality, as a solo dev, I don't have time to really clean up everything and pop it out there for getting people to check it out on social media. So I'll use a proxy model because I think one, it's more forgiving for people to see this. It has some detail. It gives you a pretty decent look at what the character is going to look like. Uh, and two is that it's just easier to deal with. I have a lot of things that I'm working on with the character. I don't want to have to keep on replacing his 3D model, his 3D mesh, over and over again, which is becomes very time consuming if I do a lot of updates. And it also makes you not want to update it. Makes you almost want to just leave it alone. So, and I've seen that when I've worked in studios too. You work with base mesh that you get all the topology exactly where you want it, and then you get handed down to you from a senior or a director that, hey, we need to change this, and there's a bit of resistance in you that, oh, I've worked so hard on that topology and the model's perfectly set up, but we have to change it. I don't want to. There's a little bit of that in the back of your head, and actually, I've seen it with team members that I've had where that affects them, where they turn in things that are not what they have been directed to do just because they don't want to change it, and that is not good. So using proxies, it's a mental thing. Got my cat jumped in front of my screen. Hard to see the left side of the screen now. Yeah, you're gonna hit the camera. You're gonna hit the camera. Yeah, you. I have two cats, and this one, for some reason, is very curious about stuff around here. Okay. Uh, you're messing up my flow, man. Why don't you go play with your brother? And another point here is that I am definitely I'm learning, and I started out as a comic book artist, excuse me, and a student training to be a 2D traditional animator. So I have that, but I never went all the way forward with it. It never became a career. Well, the comic book, I did. I did a few indie comics. Was paid as a freelancer to do a few indie comics. But as the animator, no, that didn't go. That became a hobby. So it's in the back of my mind, but I also know my limitations here. I don't want to get too stuck into trying to make the animation look perfect. At least not at this point. I might try rotoscoping, not rotoscoping, mocaps later on. Might try mocaps later on and see what I get. Because that just looks the mocap stuff just looks really fun, and we can do the live camera one. I don't know how well it works, but I see a lot of hobbyists and people who are just uh, trying to play with the newer technology, showing videos on YouTube of the mocap setup and a live link to it in Unreal Engine and Unity. And it looks like it's fun. It looks like it's worth trying, and it may even save time. If it doesn't save time, it'll be just be that one day I play with it, and I won't do it again for a while. Right now, I'm also looking for time saving stuff. As I start moving along, the more time I can bring back into the budget, the better I am for the final go. I've worked with indie groups, indie game groups, and indie animation groups, VR groups, and I have to say, most of them did not make it to the final stretch, that final prize at the end. Things kind of fell apart in production or something like that. It's usually because of that time budget, and or at least in my experience, I haven't worked with everybody in the world, so I don't know all of that, but uh, it seems to be that time budget, and you get into those time crunchy areas where you have to work harder than you should to get to another milestone, and it kind of just putters out. You don't make it. You don't make it to that next vertical slice. So I'm very well aware of that, and making sure that I do have that time. And I'm always looking to regain some time if I'm losing it. And I keep a kind of an outline. It's a simple outline of where I am with time and the timeline I'm looking at right now. Because I'm in the prototype phase, I want to be pretty loose with that too. Once I exit this, once I get that first gameplay, which is happening pretty quickly, that I can show, uh, then I can start really getting decisive and really pinpoint accurate with what I'm doing with that time. Right now, keep it loose. I know I have 52 weeks. I have a year that I want to get this done. A little bit longer than that because I want this all done next March. And I'm in really good shape right now, but things happen. You just got to get ready. You got to brace for it. You know, something may happen. Expect the unexpected. Okay, I think got them all on that one. Not that one. Not that one. Keep saving it out. I've already had the heartbreak of doing a lot of work and then boom, something crashes. Software crash, not the computer, and that work is gone. So having it early on and while I'm making concepts and prototyping doesn't hurt as much, but I know once I have something that I really took a lot of time on and I'm trying to get it as accurate as possible, that will hurt. So lots of saving. Sometimes I get hyper focused. Not sometimes, a lot of times. I get hyper focused and I forget to save because I'm just zoned into that work. So it's just something I keep in the back of my mind and put some mental energy into remembering to save my work as I go. Almost there, at least on this hand. Haha. The hands are the hardest because they have about 3 bones per finger. They do have 3 bones per finger that you have to adjust. Fingers are always there's more to it with the fingers. Right. Remember, if you're watching, please give a like and subscribe. That's great. It would help a lot. Thank you. Get them all. I think I did. There we go. I want to announce now that I have a master class that I will be creating. I'm putting it together now for how to create a model from scratch. Well, not necessarily from scratch, but from another base mesh. Get it sculpted out, get all the maps created, and bring it into Unreal Engine. I've had a lot of questions in the past about one of the tutorials I created that was bringing Marvelous Designer clothes, dynamic clothes into Unreal Engine, and without using a middle software like a DCC like Maya. So I am going to go step by step and try to get as granular as possible with it so I can really make sure no one gets left behind, that everybody understands who watches the tutorial. That's coming up. I'm getting it together now. It's coming. Just subscribe and make sure you watch for more updates on that. I will keep you updated. I'm also looking into actually doing all this inside of Unreal Engine. It seems like it's getting there. I did a tutorial about actually rigging a base mesh inside of Unreal Engine and adding control rigs. You can see it in my videos, my tutorial videos. Uh, but there's a few bugs with it, and one of the bugs I keep running into is around the feet, putting the IKs on the feet. But it's also when it comes to animating or using that control rig you create to edit retargeted animations, it doesn't seem to be too clean, at least right now for me. So I'm looking into that. Hopefully, I can make an updated tutorial for actually adding uh, or editing animations from different sources, whether it be the mannequin animations, mocaps, or Paragon animations, whatever. Stuff purchased on Turbo Squid or Fab store. But I'm still researching and trying stuff with that in my spare time, which is very sparing. Right. I think this is going to be the last one I do on this particular thing. I'm going to get into Unreal Engine after this. So right now, this is about, I don't know, almost 45 minutes in, and I'm working my way through. It'll take about that much, even if I'm really driving myself on it. Take about an hour, 45 minutes, get all these bones, all these keyframes the way I need them. But I mean, right now, this guy, because of the once you get your fingers done, everything else is pretty simple. That's why I wanted to start there with the fingers. All right, cool. We got that one side done. Let that go. Nice hook. Hook. And what I'm gonna introduce more body to it because that's a like a hook, but it's not enough hip in hip and torso twisting going on. It's more like a hook jab thing going on because hook should come right out of that chest, right out of the chest muscles, back muscles and stuff in the abs. And this hook is all through the arm, or right there it's through the chest, right? And then the arm follows through. But the connection should be faster. Yeah. Let's get into that game. See right here. Takes forever for it to load now that I got so much stuff going on in the level, so I'll continue this until it's finished loading. So much stuff going on in there. And what's happening is I'm getting multiple files, multiple Unreal Engine files, and uh, they end up kind of being branches. It's like if I was working on a repo system, uh, it's branches for the same main file. So I have a master file, and then a bunch of little branches where I'm prototyping things. And this is one of them. This is one of the main ones now, and it'll branch again once I learn what I need to learn, try things out. And I do that because the files that I'm using become very heavy, and there's lots of sandbox work, which means testing things out that won't need to be in the final project. All right. Uh, Make sure I got this guy out there. This is my proxy. Not animating right now. He's ready to go. He's a little bit funky right there. I might clean up his. Noticing this edge stuff is getting caught up in his because of the skin weight. A window didn't come up. That's weird. Put this back on general maybe. Yeah. Let's go to skin. Paint skin weights. There we go. Yeah, don't want that on there at all. So place. Oops. I haven't used the skin weight thing for a while. There we go. I get backwards sometimes with that. Not down there. It's getting stuck on his spine a little bit too much. be good. That should be good. Clavicle right. Don't get that with clavicle. All right, that should be a lot better. With a proxy, I can do that. Clean it up. By the time I'm done cleaning up this proxy, having it ready, I mean, really moving really well, the skin weight's working really well, I am just most likely going to take that skinning information and copy it to the final mesh. It should be at that level. It slowly builds up, and by the time I'm ready for the final mesh, it's good to go. Whoops. Boom, boom. See if I go in here and just export this guy. He is my proxy. The first one. My settings, I don't need animation, but I don't need to bake anything. No blend shapes. Embed data, that's fine. All right. I should be able to just import the guy. Let me see. Just input so many files. See if I did this right. It's always a moment of truth. Did I do that right? Is skeleton. We want the TPS guy, right? Mannequin. No. Yes. Yep. All right. See if this works. See if I didn't jack up his skeleton. Ah, no. Yeah, his skeleton's not quite there. Says he's missing bones, but that's weird. Why would you be missing a bone? You got the same amount of bones. Let us see. Should be able to change out with no problem. Yeah, I don't understand. What are you saying? Missing bones here? Doesn't look like you're missing bones. He's good to go. So the great thing about Proxy too is you can see the general look of his body shape, his silhouette as he's doing these motions. I can already tell that he's got this hypertension shoulder thing going on where he has his shoulders raised up pretty high. Shoulders are big, but they shouldn't be raised up that high. So as I go through, I'll remember. I think I'll remember. Now I'll remember, and I'll just tweak it. Tweak it a little bit, like, and you'll be able to see this. I'm using this in two different parts, so I'll have this proxy going, but I'll also have another proxy for his metahuman shape. I'm using a metahuman but I'm modifying the body and eventually modifying the head. I'm trying some things. Metahumans, definitely a little more complicated, but I have a safety net that I'll go back to. Uh, I'll go back to the metahuman that I currently have that works if all else fails. So it shouldn't slow me down at all. But let's see if we can get this guy in the game. How will I do that? Let's see here. I have to make him a child of something, right? Let's go to BP. That's where I have him, but yeah, he's kind of complicated. Let me make another child. That's a complicated one because it has a separate head with its own separate skeleton, plus the body of the mannequin, or body, the rig of the mannequin, the skeleton of the mannequin. Let's call this one child, but demi proxy. See if I can just replace him and get moving. Most likely not. Ah, ha, ha. It's always something. No, it's probably just his stuff. There we go. Okay, he should be good to go. Compile. I shouldn't have to do anything else. Shouldn't have to do. I should have saved first. Save and then compile. No piggy, I don't think. Let's see. Let's go to the level. See if I can use this guy. This is my this will be my gameplay. This is one of the levels in the game that it shares a lot of traits with the other levels. So I'm going to use it as prototype gameplay and put it out there for people to see once I have it ready, which should only be a week or two. I should have it ready. And I have there's some people who are helping, music people who said they can help with audio for this, so that might take a little bit longer, but that's great that I can get audio going with this. That'll be huge. They are great, uh, great at what they do, and I will definitely introduce them if everything, well, even if it doesn't go well, I will introduce them, share their links. But not right now. I'm busy in the brain. Where'd I put that thing? There it is. Put you right here too. Yeah. You see, I need auto possess, I guess, to try to play it and try to play around real quick. Yeah, I'm really excited to get some audio stuff going, and I think music is huge. It's I like games like Shadow of the Colossus for that, God of War. There's actually a lot of games out there. Those are the two that come to mind. That audio, just huge, really big support for the game. See, do I have everything right? I think so. Let's try it. Whoa! All right. So yeah, you can see the proxy works pretty dang well, and I'll keep it like that. He's pretty broken up, but that's good. I don't really want them all the way together. Watch out for that floating rock. Right now, the sound effects are crazy. Hopefully, you can't hear it, but I maybe. Ooh, let's see. Go to sleep. Good night. I'm getting the craziest noise. I'm hoping you guys can't hear that noise. Getting the craziest sound effects. And this is why it's very important to have. Oh, did he just kill me? You will pay for that. I can't see you. Oh boy. Crazy sound effects. But I don't think you can hear them. In this level, it's a maze. So I created a maze that you have to figure out, get through. I have some other things that I have to add to it, make it very mazy, but you can see. And it's working on my computer. I don't have much of a computer, so the level of detail is good for me. If it works on my computer, I know it'll work on a lot of other people's computer. No weapon, great. Let's go back this way. I don't even know the way through. Well, I know the way, but I don't remember. It took me a while to make it. Then I pulled a Men in Black move and erased my memory, so I don't know exactly how to get through. Oh shoot! Oh man! No! 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 Punch! Punch! Kick! Oh! Got him. Turn around, man! Oh, that's definitely a bug. Nobody wants to be stuck. I love the physics though. Ragdoll physics. You can see I'm using. You can see where it was blocked out, and I'm adding to that block out. Eventually, it'll run even smoother because I'll take the block out part out. Right now, it has a lot more polygons going on. a lot more 3D structures in here than should be, just because I'm blocking it out right now. Give me that shotgun. Now, my son, he made it all the way to the center of this maze, no problem. And me, jeez, I like that. A guy who doesn't drop from a shotgun blast. He made it all the way through. I don't think I'll make it all the way through. I gotta be getting closer. Oh, ah, I went into the wall. What are you doing? Like that? I want to clean up the fighting too, because right now the fighting is kind of clumsy. You know, it's like playing an old PlayStation game where you punch and kick and you end up facing the wall because you move too far forward and you get the back of your head beat in by the enemy. Crazy maze. I have no idea how to get to the center. Going this way. Maybe there's a good way out. Maybe I'm in the center. Am I in there? No. Oh, another dead end. Jeez. And like I said, my son was able to find this fairly quickly. I'm not good with mazes, I don't think. Ah, dead end. All right. It's a tough one. Hey, thank you for watching. Uh, any questions, leave them in the comments section. As always, hopefully I will have the gameplay ready for you to check out here very, very soon. And more updates to come. So let me close that out.